Dear Fink, here do I sit under a banana tree, all in a garden fair, with orange and scarlet nasturtiums, violets, aloes, peach blossom, bright geranium, marguerite, roses and everlastings, and all of these are sleeping and dreaming with me in the hot noon. Sydney is an artist city, glorious. Roberts and I go to Mossman's Bay and pull through the lazy green water, and then lunch under the shade in open air. So the four artists that are involved in this exhibition, Angus Neveson, Michelle Hungerford, Gabrielle Collins and Eloise Roberts, are all painters of the landscape. But we all live in regional New South Wales. So it's an interesting exercise for four regional artists living in regional New South Wales to go down and paint views of the harbour, or to consider the harbour. On the first day we did the walk along the artists' camps around Curlewis. We started at the base of Taronga Zoo and then proceeded along the foreshore until we came to the site of the original camps. We had a good look around there, and then we went down further along the walk. It takes you right the way around to Little Serious Cove and around the bay, and it's just such a beautiful, beautiful spot. And so you could see why it was an attractive place for the artists to spend their times there. We also went across the Art Gallery of New South Wales and looked at their archives and did a bit of research into the camps themselves. And again, this was just to provide a bit of background context for the works that are in the Hinton Collection. And it really was a great opportunity for each of the artists and myself to see what went on. Some of the things that are in the archive are as simple as the grocery list, or materials lists and things like that. So it was the everyday. The place on Cockatoo Island provided an opportunity for us to have a conversation of an evening, provided us the opportunity to talk about what it might have been like to live and work in that environment. We also were able to clearly identify the differences of what it was like 125 years ago, because Sydney Harbour has changed enormously. And as the night encroached and what would have been complete darkness for those artists at the campsite, for us became this kaleidoscope of colour and reflection on the harbour, which was really a beautiful, beautiful sight. We were all quite taken with it. So it was wonderful. It was a wonderful opportunity, and I think it's that camaraderie that's so important for artists. Artists work in isolation, and the majority of artists at that camp would have worked in isolation too, but at the end of the day, or at lunch break, or over a coffee or a wine, they could have come together and had some interesting discussions and debates. And in fact, I know that they did, according to some of the letters written by Streeton to Roberts and to other artists. They talk about this wonderful time of debate and discussion. The intent of the exhibition is to provide audiences with a fresh appreciation and understanding of those works in the Howard Hinton Collection. Hinton himself was a great benefactor and quite a visionary, because he had the foresight to understand that it was important to collect a body of work like this and to make it available for the public in the future to see what Sydney was like at that particular time. He also had the foresight to appreciate and understand the significance of these artists and what they were actually creating at the time, and how that these artists would become great, iconic Australian painters of the Australian landscape. So I do hope that when people are looking at this exhibition, they will feel a connection back to the landscape. I hope that they will feel a connection with the benefactor himself and make those connections of how important it is for us to continue and value the arts and culture in our society, not so much just for the present day, but for the future.